Welcome to the weekly Mesonet Weather Report. I'm Wes Lee. The rainfall hiatus continues for most of Oklahoma. It has been weeks since a good soaking rain benefited most of the state. As of Wednesday, the weekly rainfall totals were slim to none unless you lived in Ottawa and Delaware counties. The short-term prospects don't give us much hope of the dry pattern turning around anytime soon. One bit of good news was the midweek cold front that at least temporarily drove out the unseasonably hot temperatures. This is the low temperatures for Wednesday morning, dropping all the way down into the 30s in the Panhandle. We even had a wind chill effect that started being calculated when temperatures are below 50 degrees. This front brought an end to at least a month with daily highs running above the long-term average. You can see that on this graph with the expected average being shown in the blue fill and the actual daily highs shown by the line. We don't expect the summer-like heat to stay away for long. In fact, by the weekend, it is expected to return into the 90s. This will likely put us back up to about 7 degrees or more above normal, which statewide would normally be around 83 degrees. Gary is up next with long-term rainfall maps and the newest drought picture.
Thanks, Wes, and good morning, everyone. Well, have you had enough rain to last you for the last couple of months? If you have gotten rain, you're one of the lucky ones because most of us have been high and dry. With the rapid onset of drought, what we call a flash drought, let's get straight to the new drought monitor map and see what we have. Well, now we have an explosion of drought from the last couple of weeks over the state of Oklahoma, with now more than half the state covered in moderate drought, a few areas of that severe drought a little bit darker brown color, and then up in far northwest Oklahoma in northwestern Harper County, we have a little spot of extreme drought, that little red dot, and that, of course, is threatening to spread even more. And then we see the yellow areas, which are areas going into drought if they don't get rainfall, abnormally dry conditions. If we go to the Mesonet rainfall maps for the last 60 days, really when this dry period did start to take shape, we see the problem. Now, there are a few areas with these oranges and reds where they've gotten 5, 6, 7, even greater amounts of rainfall, but most areas are under, 2 to 3 inches, so those greens and those blues, those are areas that have gone high and dry for the most part, with just enough rainfall to barely keep the ground wet a time or two. That really starts to show up when we look at the departure from normal rainfall map for the last 60 days. Again, most areas over the last 2 months from 2 to 4 inches below normal, but some areas greater than 5 and 6 inches below normal. Very few areas above normal, really just down in far southeastern Oklahoma. They're the only ones that really had a surplus over that time frame. But hopefully we can get some rains in here later in the fall, cut some of this drought out, and keep us from extending that into the rest of the year. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.